already here, please prepare your kit, the one that you bought from me. If you didn't buy from me, that's fine. You can just prepare watercolor paper. For me, I'm using this size watercolor paper in cotton because I love working on cotton. But whatever paper you have, do ready them. You would also need a sort of paper tape. If you have this type of tape, this is also cool. Washi tape, and if you also have used ribbons, I have here ribbons that I got from, you know, the food packagings and stuff. I usually keep them for packaging orders from me as well. But for today, I'll be using these ribbons for the bookmark. Okay, and then brushes, whatever you have in your stash. I will use round brush and as well as this flat brush. But if you only have the round brush, it's also fine because I know that the kit came only with round brushes. And then for the watercolors, I recommend that you grab your primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. But if you have pink also, do bring that out. Pink, but if you don't know how to, if you don't have pink, you can also mix white and red to make pink. You can also mix red and yellow to make coral pink color, slightly orange color. That's also fine. And then you would also need your mixing palette, okay? And then puncher, okay? If you have puncher, it could be round, it could be any shape. I have actually quite a few here, different shape punchers. So I have, for today I'll be using, because we're painting tulips, I'll be using my leaf puncher, leaf shape puncher. But if you have the round puncher, that's also perfect, okay? Because you will be using the puncher for punching hole onto your bookmark so that you can add your ribbon onto it, okay? As for those who don't know what we'll be painting for today, we will be painting this and another art. We will be doing two bookmark size painting featuring tulip as the main subject. Okay, so for one of the subject will be something like this. It's a floating bookshelf with books and tulips with vase. Okay, so we'll start in 2 minutes. Do invite those members that you know who are inside the group. For those who aren't members of the group yet, I will be approving their join request after the class. So the class of the tulips are really quite easy to paint. Actually, I chose this flower over all other flowers that I know how to paint because this is the easiest. Tulips are the easiest to paint. Okay, and I think the kids will be able to do this really even without guidance because they're quite easy to do. I also love the subject of tulips because they really are beautiful and they come in different shapes, in different colors. Okay, let me just show you. I'll open my Pinterest, and for those who are not familiar with tulips, especially the kids, this flower is not really native to Philippines, so they may not be familiar with tulips. So let me just show you a few pictures of tulips. Okay. They're really quite pretty. They come in white colors. Hope you can see that. White colors. They're also pink here. Let me just do a close-up of that. Pink. The one we will be painting is yellow with pink blush. Okay. So we have 1 minute. Oh, okay. We'll start now because it's 9:15. Okay, I know mommies are busy and they might be preparing their lunch early. So let me just shift my camera so that you'll be able to see my painting table. So let me just shift my camera. Okay, and then you can see just fine. Okay, I won't be able to see the comment section though because the camera is connected to my lazy pod and it's on above my head, yung level ng lazy pod. We just balance the camera out. Okay, so it's a little okay. Okay, for those who got the kit comes with papers, a box of tubes of paints, and this washi tape, as well as round brushes in 2 sizes. Okay, for this, you can use your round brush, the small one or the bigger one, if depending on your child's preference. Okay, so what I will do is just tape around my paper. I'm using Hat. This is a handmade cotton paper which I bought recently, and I'm going to use this for the first time, so I'm not really familiar with how this paper will react to water, but I have read quite a few good reviews about it. This paper, discuss ko lang ng madali. This paper is actually handmade from India, and it's made up of cotton from rugs. So those are so upcycled yung cotton fibers from rugs. So instead of throwing them away, they made watercolor papers out of those rags. Okay, so this is my way of supporting handmade products. Okay, because I also make stuff myself and sell them online. Okay, so just like this bracelet, I also made this bracelet, so I sell some of them online. Okay, for those who have this paper, this size, you can just estimate the size of bookmark that you want. For me, I'm going to divide this into 3 roughly. Okay, I don't want to be strict about the size, because I will just be eyeballing the size of my bookmark anyway. So for today's artwork, we will be doing 2 bookmarks. We will be painting 2 bookmarks. Okay, and then I will leave it up to the kids how they want to paint the 3rd bookmark. Okay, and do share your kids' artwork in the comment section once I'm done with the live session. Okay, so for today, we will be painting tulips. Okay, so if you're ready, are you guys ready? Please type 1 in the comment section if you're ready to paint tulips or ready to learn how to paint tulips. Okay, I will start sa left side. Okay, gusto ko to. Dito ako sa side na to, because this is big. Okay, para makita agad ng kids how I paint tulips. Sobrang dali lang ng tulips. Promise. Okay, do type 1 in the comment section if you're ready to paint with me. Wave tayo. Okay. Okay. Okay, very good. So, someone type 1 na. Okay, for the tulips, there are only a few basic strokes that you need to learn when painting tulips. Okay, so let me just grab this bookmark so that I can show you how to paint tulips. Okay, so to paint tulips, let's just grab your yellow, because we will be painting yellow tulips with pink blush. Okay, grab your yellow paint with a wet brush, round brush, and then mix it here. Okay, and then add some water. Okay, I'm using yellow for this color, but if you want the tulip that's of other colors, that's fine. You can use any color you want, since this is your art. But let me just show you first the basic stroke for painting tulips. Okay, so using your round brush, create a letter C. Okay, so what you do, you just position your brush like this, a little angled from the flat paper, and then create a letter C. You got that? Grab your brush again and get color from your mixing palette, and then make another C, but this time in the opposite direction. Okay, just like that. Alright, you got it so far? And then if you see a white space in the middle, you can just wash the color off your brush in the water bucket, and then just paint clean water over it so that the color will spread. See? There you go. So that's the middle flower of your, or the middle petal of your tulip. Now, let's do the other petals. So for our tulip flower, it can have like 5 petals, but we will be just showing 4 interlocking petals. Okay? There you go. So these are 2 petals and petal in the middle. Okay? So this could consist of 2 petals, or this could be 1 petal lang na nakita natin sa front. Okay? There you go. That's how you paint tulips. Okay? Now for the stem, you just need green. If you don't have green, you can just mix your blue paint and yellow paint to create color green. Okay, let me just show you that so that you know how to mix green. To mix green, you only need blue paint. So I'm pretty sure all those who got the kit will have blue paint in their box because this is a primary color. And then add some yellow into your blue. Tada! Green. Okay? So if you want this to be darker, that's fine. You just add more color into this. Blue. Wash off the blue from your brush and then grab some yellow. And now you have this green color. If you don't like the intensity of the green, you can just add more blue into this so it's darker. There you go. So now you have a darker green. So depending on the amount of yellow and blue, you will have different shades of green. And you can just add that as stem. Okay, so let me do that again so that for those who come in late, they'll know how to paint tulip. Again, paint a letter C facing that side, and then paint another C facing the opposite side. Okay, and you can just fix that if it doesn't look like a shape of a petal using your brush, and then paint another C facing opposite direction as well, but this time at the side of your first petal. There you go. And then using the mix that we did for the green, you can just add a stem using just the tip of your round brush here. There you go. So now that you have this, how do we add the pink? So grab your pink paint. If you have a pink paint, that's good. But if you don't have one, you can just mix red with white, or you can just add red. Okay? So for now, I'm adding pink here. Just like that. And because your tulip is still wet, the colors will spread like that, or you can just spread it using your brush. There you go. Now you have a tulip. For those who don't have pink, you can just mix your pink by adding red here. I don't have white in my palette, so I'll just be using yellow and red. So parang medyo orange yung dating niya. So parang orange na, if you add more red, you will have red orange or something like coral color here, and you can just add that. For example, hindi ko inad yung pink, you can just add that in your tulips. Okay, there you go. And you can spread it with water if you want the tulips to have reddish tinge dun sa petal niya. There you go. So that's the beauty of watercolor. You can actually move the colors around while it's still wet. Okay? If you want your color to be of stronger yellow, you can just add yellow directly on your tulips. Okay? There you go. You have tulips na. Okay? Did you get that so far? How was it? Madali lang, di ba? Okay, and then I'll just darken my stem using again the color blue and yellow here to create green. If you have green in your watercolor, you can also use that. For those who don't have green in their watercolor set, you can always mix your green here. Okay, so now that we've finished painting one tulip flower and one stem, let me now teach you how to paint its leaf. Okay, the leaf of a tulip is actually quite elongated, like a blade of grass. So to do that, just follow this, you just slant your brush like so. Okay, so medyo malapit siya dun sa surface ng table mo. And then, create a tiny stem using the pointy end of your round brush. And then, add pressure. Drag your brush like that. And then, decrease the pressure. Para magkaroon siya ng pointy end. Okay? Let's repeat that sa other side naman. Let me just grab some water and color onto my brush. So you can just move your paper around if hindi ka comfortable mag-paint ng paganon. So again, using the pointy end, just draw a tiny stem and then add pressure on your brush para your brush head lies flat like that on your paper. Drag it across your paper and then slowly pull it out like that. Now your tulip has two leaves. Okay, napansin nyo parang ano siya, dry brush yung effect because konti yung color, konti yung paint on my round brush. Let me just redo that. Here. There you go. Let me grab some color again. There you go. Now you have a tulip flower with two leaves on the side and a stem. Okay, you can actually add a sepal here if you want, just by daubing green color at the base of your tulip. Nagets na po? Do type 1 if you were able to finish one tulip flower with two leaves. Para we can proceed na to painting on our bookmark. So just the basic of painting the tulip flower. We will be painting plenty or quite a few number of tulips. Okay, type 1 if you're done with your first tulip. Okay, para we can proceed na. Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's now go to our bookmark. Okay. So, what I did here, for those who came in late, I just tape around my paper like that. I divided my paper into 3 using the washi tape. Later, we can cut this using a pair of scissors. For me kasi, since decal edge yung paper ko, I will just tear it. I will fold this and then tear it across this side. Okay? So, let's now go to painting. Let's now proceed to painting our tulips. Okay. So again, we will mix yellow, or you put yellow in our mixing palette. I'm grabbing yellow. I'm using cadmium yellow, but you can use any yellow you have in your stash. And then I'm just adding water para medyo ma-dilute siya kasi medyo strong yung color ng cadmium yellow. Okay. So I want this as light as possible muna. Now, again, I will make a C and another C. There you go. And then one C sa side and C again dito sa side. So, medyo dry pa yung brush ko. I will just strengthen this color using my brush. And while this is still wet, I will be adding pink. I have a pink here. If you don't have pink, again, you can mix that using your white and red. Okay, so right now I'm using pink straight out of my pan. Take note that you can also use other colors if you want. This is your art, so yeah. So I'm just dragging the pink around here. There you go. And then I will grab my blue and yellow again to make green. Okay, so this is already blue. So I will need to add more yellow into this para magkaroon ako ng green. Here. And then with the tip of my brush, the round brush, I will add some green, parang sepal siya, and then drag it across the paper para may stem na siya. Okay? Let's repeat that. Oh, let's add leaves muna pala before we make another one. Okay, so, like I said, pointy tip muna ng brush mo, and then drag your brush like that across the paper, and then slowly, there you go. Pwede ring very close to your stem yung leaf. Follow me ha, ganyan lang siya. Kasi minsan, napaka-close ng leaf ng tulip sa body ng stem. So, meron ka ng 2 leaves. Okay? Let's make another one. Section na to. So, I'm painting 2 C's na magkadikit. There you go. And then, I'm adding another one here. And another one here. And while this is still wet, I will add pink. If you're curious, I'm using rhodonite pink. Okay, and then I'm letting the colors spread because this is wet. The watercolor will just spread on its own. Okay, and then I will grab green again. Let me just mix another green here para kasi ang konti na nagawa ko. And then I will add some green by dabbing the colors sa baba para meron siyang sepal. And I will make a stem like that. See? And then let me just add 1 leaf for that second tulip. Okay? Let's add 1 again here. Medyo nag-green na yung aking yellow. So I will just add more yellow into this. But I'm actually okay with that. And then, let's add that double C's na magka-harap. And add 1 here. Add 1 here. Okay. And then, I will grab my green here. Tapos, my stem. There you go. Tapos, I will add my pink. So, napansin nyo na una yung sepal. Okay, pwede rin ganon. And then, just drag around your pink. Para may blush effect yung pink doon sa yellow. So, ang ganda-ganda ng combination ng yellow and pink. Okay. Will I add leaf onto the third? Yes, pwede naman. Pero, dito, nakatago na siya. Okay. So, ganyan. So, pwedeng ilagay mo siya sa ilalim lang. Tapos siguro meron lang dito extension. Pwede rin ganon, di ba? Yan. Pwede rin ako mag-add pa ng isa pang leaf here. Yan. There you go. So may layer na. Okay? Now for context, pwede natin lagyan ng vase dito. Partial view of a vase. So for vase, I'll be using blue pa din. But this time, I'm using cobalt azure blue. Any blue that you have, pwede. Pwede ring ibang color ng vase. Okay? So here, I'm just gonna paint my vase here. If you're familiar with ball mason jar, pwedeng ganon. Okay? I'm just dragging the blue here. That's the mouth of your vase. And then, I'm just gonna drag the color down. There you go. So, para lang mas realistic, I will add the green stem pababa pa. Yan, para hindi naman siya parang floating lang. There you go. Then let me just add some color into my blue vase. There you go. And it's okay if the colors of the green and blue mixes. I'm actually totally fine with that. Okay. The stem looks rather light. So I'm gonna add some green. This time I'm using sap green, but if you have other greens in your palette, you are welcome to use that. And then let me just add some color because my leaves are too light. I'm using sap green here, but whatever green you have, you can use that to strengthen the color of your leaves. Okay? So I'm just, if your leaves are already strong green in color, you don't need to do this. As for me, I'm just adding some color into my leaves because they're quite too light for me. So yeah. Then just painting in the leaf underneath this flower at the front. And then you can just strengthen also the stem if it's too light. There you go. I'm using this paper for the first time, so I'm not familiar with how the colors will look on it. But I actually like the rough texture of this paper. This is handmade cotton watercolor paper. There you go. So I'm just fixing the colors. But if you're happy with your color na, okay na yon. Okay, adjust. There you go. That's our first bookmark. Are you done with your first bookmark? Please type 2 if you're done with your first bookmark. So we can proceed to painting the second bookmark. So like I said, we will just be painting 2 bookmarks today. And then I will leave the kids to paint the third bookmark if they are up for it. And I do hope that you share your artwork in the comment section after I'm done with the live session. Okay? So for the second bookmark, we will be painting something like this. So as you can see, it's the same color of the jar, but if you want to paint your vase other color like pink or red or brown, that's fine. You can do that. Then I will also paint this shelf and the books para meron lang tayong context. Okay? So I painted this simple bouquet of tulips para din makita lang din yung technique ng kids. Okay? Please type 2 if you're ready for the second bookmark. Thank you. Okay? So now, let's proceed to painting something like this. Okay? It may not be exactly like this, but something like this. Okay? So, itatabi ko siya dyan para may reference ako. Kasi baka makalimutan ko yung itsura ng i-paint natin sa second. Okay. For this, again, we will be, let me just mark my page. Baka makalimutan ko kung saan yung level ng, okay? You don't need to do this. I'm just doing this kasi baka makalimutan ko. So, this will be the level of my shelf. And then I will have a book end right here. And then some books. Yan. Pwedeng iba-ibang size ng books. Pwedeng pare-pareho. It's up to you. And then I will have the vase here. Okay. Vase here. And then, yun ang tulips. Okay. So, let's start with tulips again. Because I want the kids to really practice painting tulips. It's really quite easy, no, to do. So, tulips are one of the easiest flowers to paint. It's even easier to paint than painting cherry blossoms, for instance. Okay, so again, let me grab yellow. This is my favorite yellow. It's cadmium yellow. This is by Schminka. Okay. But whatever yellow you have, use that. So now let's paint tulips. I will paint this smaller this time. So small letter C, another small letter C, and then here, another C, here, and then here. Okay? And then let me just fix that base. Okay? Okay, and then I will add some pink here and then just drag it around like that. Okay, there you go. And then I will just allow the colors to spread, and then I will add green here, and then using the tip of my round brush, I will just drag the stem towards the vase like that. Okay, we'll paint another. So there are actually ways or views that you can look at the reference photos of tulips and paint different views or perspective of tulip. But for now, let's make it simple for the kids. Let's just paint it this way. I'm just saying that there are other ways to paint tulips according to how we view them. Top view, side view. Okay. And then I added the pink, so let's just grab green and then paint green here. There you go. As you can see, I'm not adding the leaves yet. We will do that later, okay? So let's add more. 2 C's and then another C sa left and sa right side. And then I'm adding pink again. Okay? And let me just, okay. This time, medyo strong yung pink na nalagay ko, but I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so again, I'm adding green here, and let me just reinforce the color of the other stems. Okay, dagdag pa tayo para mabalance. Let's put one here sa left, 2 C's, 3rd C, 4th C. So mas malaki-laki siya, no? And then I will just add pink here. There you go. So again, I'm dragging the colors around. And then let's add green. And there you go. See? So let me just add the leaves. Again, ganito lang siya. Okay. Oops, lagpas na sa jar. Sorry about that. I will fix that later. Okay? Lumagpas sa jar yung leaf. Hindi ko nakita yung aking pencil mark. Okay, there you go. There you go. So, okay, matakot mag-paint ng leaves dyan sa ano ninyo. Okay. Okay, so lumagpas yung leaf ko here. So, aayusin ko. I-adjust ko yung jar. Okay, so si jar ang mag-a-adjust sa kanya. Okay, so I will be using this blue that I have in my stash. Again, you can use any blue that you want. Any color pala that you want for your vase. It could be red, it could be brown, it could be any color you want. And let me just add the mouth of my vase, and then just add some shape into this by dragging the colors around like that. And then here. Okay, since I have my flat brush, let me just show you how I will use the flat brush to paint the jar or the vase. I will just drag the color here. Binasa ko lang siya ng brush, ay ng water, and then I'm just dragging the color down para medyo light at mabasa din tong section na to. Okay, and then I will add the blue paint like that. So medyo weird yung vase ko, yung shape niya. Okay, and then I will just add more blue para yan. So, kung magkalat yung green and blue, okay lang yon. Kasi anyway, kapag nasa loob ng water yung stem, medyo distorted talaga yung itsura niya. Okay? Because of refraction of light. Okay, medyo science pa, diba? And then we will just drag some the brush here sa middle para maging slightly transparent siya to lift off the color. But at the edges, we will strengthen the color like that. Here. Okay? Pero sa middle, medyo slightly transparent yung color. Okay? There you go. Okay? Yan. So let's now proceed to painting our shelf. Our shelf can be any color that you want, but I'll be using a combination of red and blue. So medyo green na siya, no? And then I will add some red para maging brown siya. Okay? But I don't want this brown. I will add more yellow para medyo parang light. Okay? There you go. Para kulay wood na siya. Medyo mas yellowish lang. Here. So again, I combined blue, yellow, and a little bit of red to create this brown. Okay? But you can actually just combine red and blue. Pwede rin yun. Para maging violet and then add a little bit of yellow. So there are actually plenty of ways to mix your brown. But what I did is red, blue, and yellow. Okay? So here, I will just drag around the color para sa shelf. Para magkaroon na siya ng light brown. Okay? There you go. Ayan. Ayan. Okay? Tapos for the books, pwedeng iba-ibang kulay, pwedeng red, pwedeng green. Okay? So kayo na rin ang bahala doon, but for me, I will make muna a black na color using yellow, red, and blue. Okay? Remember last time we made black using the primary colors? Ganun lang din yung ginagawa ko. Okay? So now I am mixing black using the primary colors. Again, the primary colors are yellow, blue, and red. Okay? That's how I mix black. But if you have black and you want to use that, pwede rin. Okay then. The only reason why I love mixing my black is because the colors, I like the granulating effect of the mixed black versus yung plain black, hindi siya nag-granulate. What do I mean by granulate? The colors are actually separating like this, parang mottled effect. So I like that in watercolor a lot. So if you don't want that, if you want plain black, you can just use black straight out of a pan or a tube. But for me, I like mixing them. It's also a way for me to learn how to mix my own colors. As you can see, it's not really as black as, say, black cat or, alam mo yun, ito minix ko lang to out of my 3 primary colors. This is the book end. Okay, so that's the book end. Now, I want to color one of the books red. Okay, so I'm using just plain red to color the book. But I won't be painting this one kasi pag pinaint ko to, nabasa pa si book end, magkakalat lang yung color. Okay? The colors will just spread. So I'm going to paint the one in the middle. Okay? So you can use your flat brush. You can also use your round brush. Okay? I just like using flat brush for this kasi mas naging straight yung lines. Okay? You can use your flat brush or the round brush. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko na nagsispread yung color kasi basa pa yung shelf sa baba. Okay? But I'm actually okay with that. So let me just use the round brush for the other books. So for the second book, I want green for my second book. So I'm gonna use green here. There you go. And I'm careful not to touch the other book kasi basa pa siya. Ayan. And then yung shelf siguro hindi ko masyado siyang ito-touch din using my brush. There you go. Kasi magko-combine yung color, magbi-bleed yung color. Okay? Now I have a green book. Okay? Ito hindi pa siya tuyo, pero we can start painting pa rin using any color you want. So, let me try blue. Oh, this color is Daniel Smith Ultramarine Turquoise. So, turquoise siya. Okay lang din yan. Turquoise. So, like I said, you can use any color that you have in your watercolor for painting the books. Kasi it's up to you na how you want your books to look like. Okay? Yan. So, medyo nagkalat yung kulay because basa pa sila. So, usually, you have to wait actually para mag-dry siya. So, okay lang ako dyan. Medyo nagkalat siya. At least now you know that when you're painting on wet, talagang may tendency kumalat yung kulay. So, sometimes you really have to wait between washes para hindi magkalat yung kulay. Okay? So, I'm not so happy with my vase. So, I will just add some color and spread the color some more here. But if you're already happy with your vase, okay lang yon. I'm just fixing this one. Okay? As I said, this is my first time to try the paper. I like that this is textured. Ang ganda ng texture niya. So, parang hindi flat yung flower vase ko. Okay? There you go. So, remember the color black? The color black that I mixed. I can just add some streaks of black here for the texture of the wood. Yan, ganyan. Para hindi naman siya talaga, parang mukhang organic. And then, I will just wet the brush in my bucket. May konting paint pa to. Very light na black or gray. Ilalagay ko siya dito sa baba. Para magkaroon lang siya ng sort of shadow. Okay? Here. There you go. So, nakikita niya may bleeding dyan. Okay lang yan. There you go. Na-touch ko kasi siya ng brush. Okay. Pagka hindi mo na-touch yan, okay lang. Pero na-touch ko kasi siya. That's medyo wet pa siya. There you go. So, that's the shadow cast by your shelf. Okay? And then, for context, pwede nyo rin gamitin yung same color to add a background here. Shadow nung cast by your flowers. So, pwedeng dito lang sa gilid ng mga flowers mo at saka leaves. Maglagay ka ng very light gray na color para sila yung mga shadow na cast by your flowers and leaves. Okay? Para magkaroon ng sort of 3D effect dun sa paint, sa artwork mo. Okay? Since meron kang light, then definitely, if the light hits your object, magkakaroon siya ng shadow. Okay? Just like what I'm doing here. So, merong cast shadow yung flowers and leaves mo. But be careful not to touch your flower with your painting with wet brush kasi magkakaroon siya ng bleeding, color bleeding. Okay? So, ayan. So, ito naman yung beauty when you're using round brush because it has pointy end. You can just color around your object using the pointy ends. Okay? The books will also cast shadow. So, pwedeng dito lang sa gilid maglalagay ka. Okay? Here. Yan lang. Para may konting shadow lang. Okay? So, the light is coming from this side siguro. Ayan. So, medyo nagkalat yung color sa baba, but I'm okay with this. Pretty much like this yung nangyari. This is the granulating effect. Yung sinasabi ko, pag nag-mix ka ng black, nagkakaroon siya ng color separation. This is one of those features ng watercolor na sobrang sa watercolor mo lang siya makikita. Kaya I like mixing my black. Yan. Okay? This one naman is Payne's Gray. So, you see though, it doesn't granulate because I didn't mix this. Okay, so that's geology, watercolor, and science. So, you can also do that in your book later. If this is already dry, pwede na kayo maglagay ng design dito and ng letters. If you want, say, for example, CB ka. Tas dito, diary, ganon. Pwede nyo nang lagyan ng, but this is still wet. Okay, so, yan. So, we're done now with our second bookmark. What I recommend is that you allow your children or kids to paint the third bookmark according to his or her preferred design. So, pwedeng floating tulips lang yan. Just let your kids paint their third bookmark. That's why I added a third section here. This is open for your child's creativity. Okay, so, yon. So, we'll just allow this to dry. This one actually sa left, medyo dry na siya. So, what I can do, I can just remove the tape. Let me just show you how to, okay, so tinatanggal ko na siya, yung tape. Yan. You can actually still use this tape for your second painting or other, there you go. Nakita ko lang kung paano natin gagawin yung bookmark. Okay, but the children, the kids can do this, siguro after na ma-paint na nila yung third, if they still want to do that. Otherwise, they can just follow this. Okay, pwede na nilang gawin ito if they want. Okay, so let me just grab my, here, pwede mo siyang i-scissor. Pwede mo siyang i-cut using a scissor. Here. Yan. Actually, mas gusto ko sanang punitin, kaya lang medyo basa pa, baka masira. Ayan. Okay, and then, I will use my puncher. Here. Yung ito, yung leaf. But if you have yung round, okay lang din yon. Let's see kung magana pa to. Kasi tagal ko na hindi ginagamit ito. Okay, medyo marupok na siya. So, let me just use my round na lang. Kasi medyo bago-bago lang tong round. There you go. So, meron ng butas. And then, just grab a ribbon. Okay, so medyo mahaba yata ito. So, let me just cut that. Here. And then, yun lang. Ipasok lang natin yung ribbon sa butas. Like so. And then, careful lang kasi wag nating hihigitan masyado. Let's not do that kasi baka mapunit yung watercolor paper. Kasi yung ginagamit ng kids baka manipis lang na type ng watercolor paper, so baka mapunit if we pull this too tight. So pwede medyo loose lang ng siyang ganyan. And then we just cut that excess thread. There you go. Meron ka ng watercolor bookmark. And don't forget to sign your artwork, okay? Actually, sa Shopee, may mga nagbebenta ng watercolor bookmark for as low as 35 pesos. Hand-painted yon. So, let me just add my name in Japanese. So, that's Gulasha 2021. There you go. Sometimes that's how I sign my artworks in Japanese, katakana. So, there you go. Now, you have a bookmark. For this one, kasi lalagyan ko pa siya ng design, like, katulad ng ganito. So, kaya hindi ko muna siya ika-cut. Okay? Hindi ko muna ika-cut yung bookmark. But this is my spiffy brand new bookmark. Hand-painted bookmark. Using handmade cotton watercolor paper. And with tulips as the main subject. Okay? So, there you go. So, the reason why I did this, pinagawa ko yung bookmark para din alam ng kids what else they can make with their watercolor skill or watercolor painting skill. Pwede silang gumawa ng hand-painted na bookmark, ganyan. Tapos, pwede ring mga cards, ganyan. So, don't throw away your practice pieces. Marami kang pwedeng gawin sa practice pieces. Sayang din kasi yung mga watercolor art ng kids nyo kung itatapon ninyo. Better to just upcycle them into something that you can use, such as this bookmark. Okay? So, please type 3 if you're done with your bookmark. Let me just shift my camera. So how was the class? Was it easy? Was it easy for the kids to do the tulips? Okay lang if na late, that's fine. You can always rewatch this live. I usually just let the live video stay on the Facebook group. Hindi ko siya dinidelete. So you can always revisit the live sessions that we have para din makagawa yung kids at their own pace and time. Okay, so I know that mommies are so busy right now doing the portfolio for their homeschooling. So yun. So okay lang yun. If you were not able to join this live session, you can always rewatch it or you can always revisit this live video anytime because it's always in the... I'm not gonna delete the videos on here. Also, usually what I do is I edit this, I download the live videos from Facebook. Dati hindi siya pwede, pero ngayon pwede na kasi. And then I just edit out the parts that's too draggy. And then I upload them in YouTube. And I also post the YouTube video in the Facebook group. Okay, so earlier, kanina, before we started the class, I mentioned that you can always recycle or reuse your practice pieces for watercolor. Lahat ng practice pieces ng kids nyo, please don't throw them away kasi you can always use them for creating bookmarks. What I did with mine, I actually made jewelries out of them. So maybe a lot of you guys don't know that I actually design my own blinks. I make my own jewelries. I also sell some of them. For example, ito, yung necklace ko, ako gumawa niyan. My bracelet, I also made them. I also showed earlier, before the class started, some of the watercolor pieces that I made that I turned into resin jewelries. So, maybe in the future, I will teach you how to do the resin jewelries. Medyo mahirap lang siya because the materials can be a little pricey. And for the kids kasi medyo worried ako that some of the resins might mag-land sa skin. Medyo skin irritant kasi yung ibang resin. Kaya so, panag-iisipan ko pa if magtuturo ko ng resin kasi nga medyo bata pa yung mga kids natin. Siguro for the mommies, I can do that. For the kids, medyo pag-isipan pa natin. Kasi may safety concern siya. Okay? So with that, thank you so much for joining this live session. If you're done with the painting, do post them in the comment section. I'd really love to see your kids' artwork because it's one of the things that I really look forward to after each session. I love looking at them. I love seeing them because it encourages me to teach more with your kids' artwork. So, thank you so much for spending time with me and stay safe and healthy in this pandemic. Do take care of yourselves. And see you next week. We will be painting, if I'm not mistaken, it's either cactus or the beach. I have forgotten the schedule, but it's either the beach or the ocean or the cactus and succulents. Okay, so see you next week and do post your artworks. Thank you so much for watching with me, painting with me. Bye for now. God bless.
Pati baton box na ito.